Hello and welcome. So in this lecture, let's go through various data types of the Python variables. As many of you must be knowing, variable is nothing but a reserved memory location. And the data type of that variable then decides what we can store in that particular location. Let's see that in a bit more detail. So in Python, you have the data types, and the data types also have a parental type such as numeric, text, sequence, and so on. All right. Now, in case of numeric, there are three data types of integer, float, and complex. Int is for integer, such as this variable var1 with just a number without the decimal point, such as 10, 20, or any other number. And it can be both positive as well as negative. Then float is for numbers with decimal digits, such as 10.0 or 12.59 or any such number that has digits after the decimal point. And finally, the complex data type that stores the complex or imaginary number such as 10j, and j typically here represents the square root of -1. I'm not going to go through the details of these mathematical numbers for now. All right. And the next data type is the str or string data type. This can be any textual data, such as the name of the person, the city name, and so on. And let me tell you, there is a lot to some of these data types, and we will surely go through them in much more detail when we will do the hands-on of these. All right? Great. Then we have these data types of list, tuples, and range, which are sequential in nature. And what that basically means is that the data is stored in a sequence like an array. So in case of a list, it behaves exactly like an array, which is a sequence of items, and they can be both numbers as well as the string. Tuple, on the other hand, is an immutable data, which means we cannot change it. All right. And range then is a sequence of numbers between a given range. So here, when we specify the range as 10, it is simply starting with 0 and will give us 10 minus 1. That's up to 9. All right. Then the next data type is that of dictionary. Now, this is a spatial data type which falls in the category of mapping, and it behaves like a key value pair, as you can see here. We can basically store as well as access the data using the keys over here, such as in this case name, gender are the keys, while the actual data is Jitesh, male, and so on. For now, as I mentioned earlier, this is just an overview of the data types. They are very, very important, and we will surely go through each of them in much more detail, along with various methods and functions that we can apply on them. All right. And then we also have the data type of Boolean, which is nothing but assigning the true or false values for logical operation, followed by the binary variable type that has bytes, byte array, and memory view. Many times, while reading the unstructured data, such as a picture or even the streaming data that could be from a different storage system, it is better to read it in a binary format. And these data types helps us tremendously during that. And finally, we have the data types of set and frozen set, which again stores the collection of items but without the keys. And things will be a lot more clear once we do their hands-on, right? So here we have all the data types on one slide. Pause the video if you want, and let's now go through the numeric data types in detail. Thank you so much for watching and have a great time.